Okay, here's the question I have. What's your guys' end goal?
Dude, I haven't got an end goal. I just want to create stuff right now. That's where
You
I'm
just
at.
want to create
I just wanna
stuff
keep
and
making
hope it
stuff.
lasts forever?
Not even forever. I think being creative is a momentary thing. I think not everyone gets to be an artist that gets to survive generations.
Of course, yeah.
I think just making stuff that keeps people happy for a little while is more than enough.
I've
And
reached
if I can live off
reached
that,
my end goal. I've reached my end
married?
goal.
You got married?
I got married. I have given my parents a stable life, which is all I wanted to do. That's the end goal for me quitting my job to do YouTube. So now
See, that's why my man is a fucking wholesome
That's why you're the
boy.
goat.
That's why that's why he's the goat,
so
bro.
no, I've reached my
I'm
end
here
goals.
talking about fucking Scrooge McDuck as well. And you're like,
I
am
will
content.
not die until I swim in a pool of my
So
money.
I'm not gonna retire tomorrow, but I'm satisfied.
But you need to do something. You can't live off.
Yeah, that's the thing.
You probably
Like,
have some you probably have some things where you're just like,
No,
I
I-
still haven't done that yet.
Yeah, I have big projects that I really, really want to do that I'm working on right now. But in terms of like my end goal, in terms of like fucking just like what I did this for originally,
Yeah.
I reached that. And I'm like very, very happy to have done that.
Hell
So
yeah.
now I'm just like, even if the stuff I do in the future fails, I'm like, I've already done what I wanted to do. I'm a very simple man, which is why I'm just like, I am content, which is why as long as the people around me are happy, no matter what, I'll be happy.
Yeah,
You know?
hell yeah.
That's just me. That's
what's
just
up.
me. That's me being
Yeah.
fucking drunk.
I mean, I saw like a Twitter post that was like, there is no benefit to being a good human being.
Wait, who said that?
No, it was on Twitter. It was doing very well. And it was
Right.
like, well, yeah. I mean, technically, we're talking about like how you advance and manipulate people. Yeah, of course, there's nothing inherently beneficial to being good to people, but
Yeah.
your entire worth as a human being, when you realize, hey, helping people feels great.
Yeah.
Being a
Yeah.
part of someone's journey, getting involved helps
Absolutely.
a lot.
Yeah.
It's easy to be skeptical, but I think being successful means being able to help those around you and help them unconditionally. I think
Yeah.
that's something very powerful.
Absolutely.
Fucking respect for you for doing all the fucking charity stuff,
yeah,
man. Fuck.
I appreciate
Straight
it.
up.
Well, I mean, that was something that kind of, it wasn't like I consciously decided to do it. I wish I could be benevolent and be like, yeah, of course I wanted to do it.
Yeah.
It just turned out that the things all lined up. It kind of, I found a good cause. I felt like I really wanted to help Mouse in that aspect.
Yeah.
And, I felt like, I think it's safe to say we've all three of us have made a good amount of money. Like, I feel like we're doing okay. Like,
Yeah.
we're good. Like,
Yeah.
I'm fine monetarily. Like, I don't need to make X amount of money a month. Like, I'm fine for a good little while. Like, I can't live for the rest of my life. But like, in this very moment with the amount I'm making, I'm good.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I just kind of looked and I was like, it just makes no more sense to do anything for me. It felt like there wasn't much sense to do projects that were for profit. More so, let's make something creative, maybe make a little bit of money on the side, but let's make the main focus making money for good causes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like, why the fuck not?
Yeah.
Like, let's just
Absolutely.
like, I just, for me, it felt like the right thing to do. And I get it that not for everyone, it doesn't feel that way. And I would never pressure any creators into doing any charity stuff. Cause like, I feel like if your heart's not in it, you shouldn't do it.
Yeah.
Obviously it still helps monetarily, but like, I think if you really, really, really want to get people invested
Yeah.
and raise money and get people involved, I think your heart's gotta be in it.
Yeah.
And I think that was the problem I had before, is that like, I just didn't feel there was a charity that I really connected with. There was a few that I liked the idea of, but I mean, we all like charity and we all like the idea of it, but let's be real, a lot of us just don't care. Like, a lot of us aren't connected to it because and I think rightfully so, we all care about how the fuck we're doing.
Yeah.
A lot of us are struggling. I think a lot of the viewers at home are not doing too well, or you're going through something, and I think it's totally valid to care about what you're going through and what you're doing. But I think when you get to a point financially where you're very stable, you have to kind of be like, all right, there's got to be more to it. There's got to be more to what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And there's got to be a way I can give back.
Yeah.
And I
Absolutely.
think doing that is very important when you have a platform.
Yeah.
I
mean-
really, really mean that.
I mean, I totally agree with you. I'd say when I was younger, I would probably
You hear about Red Nose Day or these charities or whatever it is. and
I
you're like,
would
"Ah."
probably be the type of person that would like that tweet that you saw. And like,
yeah, me too.
you know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Me of 5 years ago.
Edgy fucking teenager being like,
because there are merits. You will climb a lot faster if you don't carry those
honestly,
feelings.
you look at some of the people now that are successful, and you're like, these are all horrible people.
Yeah.
And what has society taught us? That horrible people
climb.
If you want to be successful, you be the loudest, and you be the person who shouts the loudest, and you will get attention, and most of the time you'll be successful. And I'm like, okay, well, that's how society is like. That's how society is like structured. At least right now, where the people who shout loudest get the most attention, and the people who get the most attention normally now make the most money. You know, that's not always the sense, but it is.
I mean, more views, more money.
Yeah, more views, more money.
Rewarded, and I think that, you know, it's unfortunate that charity is kind of, you know, I mean, I feel like almost, I don't know if this is true, but it feels like creators do less stuff about charity now than ever. I don't know why I feel that way.
I will tell you why. Because by doing charity, look at someone like Mr. Beast, for example.
Yeah.
Okay. I generally think Mr. Beast is doing something positive for the world, but by getting a lot of eyes on you, by doing something positive, you are actually putting yourself at risk.
That's so fucked
because it's fucked up that even if you do something like net positive goods, people will try to poke holes, and people will try to find like nefarious
he's like,
intentions.
He's just doing it for attention, or you know, he's doing it because he wants to make himself look like a good person,
which you can't deny that there is an aspect of that. Not like there is an aspect of doing something good gets you attention.
Absolutely.
So there's
So we all have those celebrities that we feel are very disingenuous.
Yeah, exactly. But it sucks that when you try to do something good, sometimes that gives you more attention and more eyes on you and more people criticizing you because you are trying to do something good for the world, as opposed to doing something for profit or doing something.
Yeah, I think
boost yourself.
I firmly believe that every creator who's well off should be doing charity stuff at least once a year or something. But I also understand that motive. Yeah, like you said, you get too big from doing it.
Yeah,
whatnot. And I think the hard part is that, and I realize this through myself, is that it's hard to really sell a charity to your viewers if there's not some kind of personal story there, and it kind of sucks. But like you know, when you see these ads about every 5 seconds a kid dies or something, and we're so desensitized.
We are so fucking desensitized.
And then we, you know, and that was because that was a tactic for a very long time.
Yeah.
And I imagine it worked at some point, but it doesn't work anymore because we just don't care. Like, and I think it's fair to say that's where we're at.
Yeah.
And so I think as creators, there needs to be some kind of personal connection, but it's kind of tough because obviously maybe we're all young and we don't have these connections to X charity because we don't have any experience with them and whatnot. So I think as a creator, you need to almost look for a cause to kind of be passionate about and get excited about. Because I think also your viewership will also appreciate that you're excited about raising money for a good cause.
Viewers are very, very smart. If you do not care about something,
they can tell.
Yeah, they can tell.
You guys are smart.
Okay,
you guys are
to
smart.
Be like that dick, but like, you know, occasionally there'll be a thing, and not to be like this charity, but this does happen a lot. Like there'll be like people like yada yada cancer research. You're like, okay, yeah, all right, I get it. Like that's a very, very, very common disease. It takes a lot of lives.
Yeah.
But I think to a lot of people that seems almost disingenuous because it's kind of like
you don't have a personal story.
There's and it sucks that it has to be the case. But I think for people, there almost needs to be a personal story or a connection to sell people on why you care so much about this. And I think almost picking some generic stuff, you know, even though like sometimes you see like mental health stuff, it's like it's almost too broad reaching sometimes. And I think it's kind of tough because we're in this age now where you're almost pressured into caring too much about a subject or a specific kind of illness.
Yeah.
And I've learned that a lot through working with what I've been doing. I've learned that having that really specific story has been very, very good for getting people involved and caring about it, which sucks because if I cared about it and I didn't have a personal connection, I might not have been able to sell people as much, right? Like, which kind of sucks.
Do you know what sucks about that? Because I've gone through like this very similar thing where where it's just like, I have
you want to do something.
I have these certain things that I care about that has affected my family and shit like that.
Yeah.
But I've like, for example, I've never talked about it on Trash Taste because it's a very like personal thing. I've never kind of like, you know, really talked about it publicly. So I know to like an audience, it's just going to like come out of left field.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, and it's just like, it sucks that when you are doing something good, like charity, you need to prove that you care about this stuff.
I mean, I think it's because there's so many disingenuous scenarios.
Yeah.
People don't care.
And that's the fucking issue where there is so many like bad eggs in the world that try to take advantage of people, try to like take advantage and do whatever to make themselves look good, that it's just made it so much harder to actually like try to do good in this world. Holy shit, we are so drunk because this is a really deep fucking talk right now.